Hey everyone, Hefe here. Today we are doing a beer review on the Elysian Pumpkin Pack. This beer's for you. I have yet to do any reviews on this channel, but I'm very familiar with giving beers grades. I really love this time of year, and pumpkin beers certainly do speak my language. Elysian Brewing has been around since 1996, and today they have 3 locations, their main being on Capitol Hill in Seattle, Washington. They are most famously known for their beer Space Dust, which is an IPA they brought over to the Chicago area a couple years ago. They have a lot of other great beers, including Contact Haze and Super Fuzz. But today they brought us 4 pumpkin beers. They have their original Night Owl Pumpkin Ale, their Imperial The Great Pumpkin, their Coffee Pumpkin Ale The Punkachino, and their Dark O' the Moon Pumpkin Stout. Most of us would be lucky if a brewery gives us 1 or 2 variations of a pumpkin beer. Most of the time a regular and a barrel-aged. We're lucky enough today to try 4 different types. The thing we should do before grading these is asking ourselves, what is a pumpkin beer? A pumpkin beer sometimes traditionally started out as a traditional Oktoberfest. Then they added pumpkin during the mash and pumpkin spiced in the kettle phase. It tended to give the beers an earthy and subtle dryness, also sweetness. The typical flavors we get in a pumpkin beer are pumpkin, cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and cloves. Grading these beers, we're going to use what I call the 4 points. Appearance, how the beer looks when it's poured. Smell, how it smells in the glass. Taste, of course how it tastes. And finish, how it feels after it's finished. But I'm definitely not going to be drinking 4 beers alone talking to you guys. That would take me a while and I'd probably be a little I'd probably be a little smashed at the end of it. Therefore today, I've brought a friend. This is my buddy Benjamin. He works at Elder Brewing in downtown Joliet. Known him for a few years though. Yeah, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming by. He's actually a pumpkin beer virgin. You're familiar with other fall styles, right?
Mm-hmm. To an extent, yeah.
Sure, so
like
what do we have?
I mean, Oktoberfest is pretty much I'm pretty locked in audience on that.
That's pretty much the fall beer category. If it's Oktoberfest and then everything around it. So pumpkin beers are really popular. Some people who hate beer like these beers, and some people who really love beer hate these beers. This is the first time I'm ever having this pumpkin beer, or any of these pumpkin beers tonight. We're just gonna go ahead and give it a whirl. Always do. Looking at it, it's pretty clear, orangish brown hint to it, which makes sense if you're thinking about pumpkin, right?
Right.
The head is sitting nicely on top. Smell, that smells like pumpkin pie. We're getting a lot of the cinnamon and nutmeg. Light, not too spicy.
Basically a pumpkin pie.
It's really light, easy to drink.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Smells good. Tastes good.
Like, I don't know if I would necessarily have like 4 of these, but
Sure.
this would be like,
This is
like
easy.
a treat. Yeah, and it's like a treat, but it's not so heavy, so smooth.
I think this is pretty smooth, but I do feel like you could have too many of these. And probably get sick of the flavor after a while. How would you rate it? It's not bad. It's exactly what I would expect from a pumpkin beer. And since it was his first one, he has really nothing to go off of.
Yeah, firing line.
I'd give it a yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 2. It's called the Great Pumpkin. This guy is an imperial version, which normally means that an ingredient was upped or doubled in one fashion or another. So this guy is sitting at 8.4%. All right. This is actually more of a
It's lighter than I was anticipating.
gold color, like a really light color. The other one had more of like an amber tint to it.
Right.
Looks lighter than the original. This is definitely more of a gold. I think
deceiving.
Just looking at it, yeah, it's deceiving. Very deceiving. It's actually more subtle on the pumpkin. I'm not getting a strong pumpkin. The other one smelled like pumpkin pie.
Yeah, this one's like more muted.
That is light.
That is dangerous. That is dangerous.
It drinks like a light beer, but even the pumpkin flavor itself is light.
Yeah, it's more toned down. I would honestly say that tastes lighter than the other one. I would rather have this.
This is definitely easier to take down, but it's going to be easier to take you down. That's how I feel
This
about
is a
that.
great beer for a barbecue you don't want to go to.
Getting a lot more pumpkin on the finish.
Seriously, like pumpkin patches, I would tell you to sell that to men who are being dragged
to take photos.
To photo ops. Yeah.
I liked it better than the original, and not because of alcohol content, but because literally it was just easier drinking. The Great Pumpkin. Yes. Yes. Number 3. This guy is their coffee pumpkin ale. It's called Pumpkachino. Definitely darker. This is
More,
definitely
it's
like
more brown than
it is a
black.
like a hazy brown.
Oh, it's got Stumptown coffee in there.
Oh, fantastic.
And lactose.
Lactose sugar cannot be eaten by yeast. It is one of the few things that yeast cannot eat sugar-wise, which is funny because literally yeast's job is to eat sugars. So a lot of the times they will add that sugar to keep a consistent sweetness so that the yeast can't affect it. I definitely smell coffee.
Yeah.
It's not like punch you in the nose coffee, but it's I smell it.
So
But I also smell the spice.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
Oh, that is delightful.
That is awesome. Smells very like coffee. A little bit of pumpkin spice. That flavor, but it's like punches your tongue.
But all the flavors complement one another. There's not a competition between. This is all just one melding.
It is really well blended together.
Elysian, if you're watching, if you could please just make them in 6-packs.
Coffee's definitely there. Is the pumpkin spice? You get any pumpkin spice? I get a little bit.
On the back end.
Yeah, it's definitely more on that aftertaste. There's not a lot of sweetness in this.
Yeah, but not like overwhelmingly bitter either.
No, it's not overwhelmingly bitter, especially when you consider that dark coffee
bitter.
would be bitter. Yeah.
Right. You know, they went through a good coffee roaster, so like you can taste like legitimately good coffee. I could drink that and not think it's a pumpkin beer. Like I'm not thinking this is some sort of niche beer that you're trying to make.
Yeah, even if you just said it was a coffee ale, I would have enjoyed it regardless. The Pumpkachino. Yes!
I don't want to speak with hyperbole, but I would go to war for that beer.
Number 4. So this is their Dark O' the Moon Pumpkin Stout. See how this one's pouring like
So that one's what I thought the last one was going to look like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, see, this one's got more head than the last one too. That is black. That's a stout. It's definitely pours like a stout, looks like a stout. So
Black as night right there.
lots of spice on that one.
Yeah, like overwhelmed my nose.
Little bit. That's a little much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's drive you.
That's a lot. That is a lot to take.
I'm glad we closed with that.
Oh, this is 7.5%. You'd have to sip it.
Yeah.
I mean, 7.5 isn't necessarily that high. A lot of IPAs kind of hit that range anyway, but this is it's
heavy.
thick.
Yeah.
This is gonna sit on my stomach for a little bit.
It's tasty. I mean,
It is.
like
Yeah, definitely. When I switched it around my mouth a little bit too, and I got a lot of pumpkin spice. This is giving a lot of love, if you will. The pumpkin is the base. This one, I'm getting more of that pumpkin spice flavor, that allspice flavor. If you gave me a sample of this, maybe even just said a fall stout, I would never have thought pumpkin.
Getting a little black licorice.
As soon as you said that, I tasted that. Yeah. Is this good? I mean, I'm enjoying it.
It's objectively a good beer.
Definitely had powerful flavor. Kind of threw me through a loop at first, but again, one of those beers where I never would have guessed it was really pumpkin related, but if you had said a fall or seasonal stout,
Yeah, it was delicious.
It was really delectable. Very enjoyable. I would definitely suggest this stout to any stout lover, but I would not suggest this to pumpkin beer lovers, to be honest. The Dark of the Moon, yes,
yeah,
absolutely,
very good.
Overall, fantastic beers.
Good. Yeah, buy the pack.
Popped his pumpkin cherry.
Yes.
Go out and find it for yourselves. Enjoy it. Let us know what you think down in the comments. If you really enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. And until next time, these beers are for us.
I don't know why I did that.